whoa, she looks guilty as hell. And then I'm looking at it and I'm saying, did you really say that? Mm-hmm. Did you really say that Caitlin Clark should think of Heavenly Stars, that she wouldn't be worth anything if she wasn't playing in the WNBA? Did you really say? See, all of these things that Nafisha Collier brought up.
Did the WNBA just get caught red-handed trying to sabotage their own golden goose? Imagine running a business for 27 years, struggling to stay afloat, and then suddenly, a 22-year-old walks in and brings you millions of viewers, sold-out arenas, and truckloads of cash. You'd celebrate her, right? You'd protect her. In a bombshell revelation, Stephen A. Smith just pulled back the curtain on what's really happening behind closed doors. And it's way darker than just jealousy among players. We are talking about corporate envy, bruised egos, and a commissioner who is allegedly furious that her biggest star has become bigger than the league itself. Is this the most blatant example of self-sabotage in sports history? Or has the WNBA leadership completely lost its mind? Stick around, because we're breaking down the secret boardroom rage, the financial reality the league is hiding, and why this hatred from the top might be the real reason Caitlin Clark is taking cheap shots on the court. Before we dive into this massive exposure, hit that like button and subscribe. Over 85% of you watching right now aren't subscribed yet, and it's completely free. It helps us keep bringing you the truth about the WNBA that the mainstream media won't touch. Drop a comment below with your thoughts on this crazy situation, and let's get right into it. Let's start with the catalyst. Recently, a massive, high-budget national commercial starring Caitlin Clark started airing. It was slick, it was hype, and it featured her alongside massive cultural icons. For any normal sports league, this would be a dream come true. You have your premier player on national television, pulling in millions of casual viewers who would never usually watch women's basketball. Any competent organization would be popping champagne. They'd issue a press release, blast it all over social media, and ride that wave of freights. E-marketing all the way to the bank. But the WNBA? They did the exact opposite. According to Stephen A. Smith, the reaction inside WNBA headquarters wasn't celebration. It was pure, unadulterated rage. We're talking about heated phone calls, behind-closed-doors panic, and absolute bitterness. Why? Because this commercial proved one terrifying thing to the league executives. Caitlin Clark doesn't need the WNBA to thrive. She has built her own kingdom, her own economy, and her own gravitational pull. The league has zero control over her creative direction, and that loss of leverage is making the commissioner sweat. To understand the jealousy, we have to talk about the money. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert loves to defend the league's low pay by pointing to the collective bargaining agreement. She'll remind you that the men's leagues are 75 to 120 years old, while the WNBA is only tipping off its 28th season. She claims they are further ahead than the men were at this stage. But here is the brutal truth she doesn't want you to realize. Caitlin Clark's off-court earnings completely obliterate the WNBA's narrative. When a casual fan sees Caitlin Clark in a multi-million-dollar ad campaign for Gatorade or Wilson, and then finds out her base WNBA salary is roughly $76,000 to $85,000, it creates a massive public relations disaster. It forces people to ask a very uncomfortable question. If this girl is generating hundreds of millions of dollars in value, why is the league still so broke? Why isn't there revenue sharing? Every time Clark signs a massive endorsement deal, it highlights the WNBA's failure to monetize their own product for the last 27 years. Instead of learning from her success and hiring better marketing teams to match her energy, the leadership has adopted a scarcity mindset. They are fighting over crumbs, while Caitlin Clark is baking an entirely new cake. This brings us to the core of Stephen A. Smith's thesis. For decades, a specific group with a specific mindset has run the WNBA. They view the league as a social cause, a collective movement where everyone must wait their turn and respect the hierarchy. Then comes Caitlin Clark. She is the ultimate symbol of merit-based, unadulterated individual fame. She doesn't conform to the old guard's rules. She upsets the established hierarchy because she didn't wait for the league's permission to become a global icon. The WNBA spent decades trying to convince the world that the league itself was the star. But corporate brands don't care about waiting your turn. They pay for relevance in the present moment. Gatorade, State Farm, and Wilson are marketing Clark as an isolated, powerful force. And let's look at the league's response. Did the official WNBA accounts repost her massive commercial? Did they issue a press release congratulating her? No. Total silence. Throughout the season, fans have meticulously documented how slow the WNBA's official social media accounts are to post Clark's highlights compared to other players. It's trivial, it's immature, and it originates at the very top. It's the behavior of a micromanager who has lost control. They can't dictate what she wears, what she says, or who she signs with, and it terrifies them. This is the most critical part of the story. We have to connect the boardroom rage to the on-court violence. When the commissioner and the league office publicly display animosity towards Clark's success, it sends a dangerous message to the rest of the players. If the leadership treats the league's biggest asset with resentment rather than pride, they are effectively stripping away her shield. Think about it. If Kathy Engelbert appeared protective of Clark, if she treated her like the valuable asset she is, a respectful environment would be established. But instead, Engelbert freezes up. Remember her disastrous interview where she couldn't even answer a simple question about the racial toxicity directed at Clark? By appearing aloof and furious about her marketing success, the commissioner subtly signals to the league that it's open season on Caitlin Clark. Why do you think we've seen so many absurd, dangerous hard fouls this season? Why the eye pokes and blindside hits? The league's response to each incident has been painfully slow and weak. Stephen A. Smith argues this isn't an accident. The leadership doesn't want to protect her because they want to see her knocked down a peg. They want to prove, see, she's not that special. They are allowing jungle rules to apply to her because they feel inadequate. But every time she gets up and announces a new signature shoe, it proves them wrong all over again. Kathy Engelbert was brought in as a CEO to grow the business, but she has been completely outmaneuvered by a 22-year-old rookie. The anger Stephen A. Smith is exposing comes from fear. Fear that she is being exposed as an incompetent leader for this new era. Franchise owners see the sold-out arenas and the merchandise flying off the shelves. They see Clark single-handedly forcing the league to adopt chartered flights. If Engelbert continues to be a hindrance to this growth, if she stays petty about commercials instead of capitalizing on them, she won't be the commissioner for long. Because cultural momentum is unstoppable. The zeitgeist is unbeatable. Right now, Caitlin Clark is the zeitgeist. The WNBA is drawing a line in the sand against her, and it is a war they will absolutely lose. Stephen A. Smith just revealed the flawed and dangerous path the WNBA is taking. They are destroying their own product out of pure jealousy. I want to know what you guys think. Does the WNBA leadership hate Caitlin Clark? Should Kathy Engelbert be replaced? Drop your thoughts in the comments right now. If this video opened your eyes, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss our next breakdown. The drama is far from over, and we'll be here to cover it all. Until next time, keep speaking the truth.